Hello and welcome to the Granite Spotlight, a short, focused conversational series where I highlight entrepreneurs, coaches, and creators who are building meaningful work and choosing their lives intentionally. I'm Sean Bradbury, life coach, speaker, and founder of Grounded in Granite. Today I am joined by Miguel Martinic. Miguel is a cultural transformation and leadership advisor with more than 22 years of experience in the corporate and financial world. Through that experience, he came to a realization that challenges conventional thinking. Most organizations don't have a strategy problem. They have burnout leaders and cultures built around values that sound good on paper, but aren't reflected in daily behavior. Today, Miguel helps leaders and organizations create cultures where purpose, clarity, trust, and accountability move beyond slogans and become part of how people actually work together. Miguel, welcome to the Granite Spotlight.
Sean, thank you very much for the opportunity. This is a really fantastic opportunity, and I really appreciate your time and being here.
Oh, you're welcome, my friend. I met Miguel recently in the Public Speaking Academy. So, Miguel, my friend, please share a brief version of your story and what led you to what you're building today.
Well, as you mentioned before, I have 20, almost 23 years of experience on the corporate world. Most of it as a financial advisor. But after the COVID-19, uh, I have that enlightening moment, when you ask yourself, uh, what am I doing here? And what is my purpose here? And I realized that I wanted to service people, not like in the corporate world, like focusing myself only in results, but rather than focusing on people, on working with people, transforming their lives, and most of it understanding that companies are made with people, from people, and it's all about relationships. So my main focus now is to transform cultures from inside and let companies understand that if you have a clear culture that is implementable, it is not only a thing of a rhetorical issue, you can really change things. And if your culture is well supported, it is like the soil for purpose driven leadership. So it's all about working with people and understanding that we are the ones that have to change, and I help them change.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's interesting that you bring up COVID because I think COVID really did shape and change a lot of people. I think it was a time of reflection. That's kind of what it sounds like with you after 22 years of experience and such, kind of looking at yourself and saying, how can I make it better? And I love the fact that you're working with people and connections and culture too, because I would say like you have a good community, a good culture, that's just going to help the business model regardless, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. And because once you really understand not only your why, but what is the result, the outcome that you are reaching for in your life, everything changes. And if you take that to a company, it is exactly the same. We are living now in a life that it's run by companies, that it's uh, all of them are in a short vision, on a short-term vision. It's all about results, it's all about earning money, and the long-term vision is all about people. How can I create cohesive teams that work together in an aligned purpose, that they share with the same values, with the same way of thinking, and that is going to led those teams to get results that are not going to be only sustainable in time, but also are going to be great for the company. So it's all about thinking about your legacy here, and the legacy you have to live it not not when things are done, but day by day. You have to live and work on your legacy as a company and also as a human being.
Would you say that a lot of people these days want to work in a company that has a good culture?
Of course, of course.
Hmm.
I think that nowadays that is a critical point. Most of the people that are, changing jobs and not finding the place where they feel comfortable is because of the culture. Because as I told you before, Sean, it's all about the culture, how you feel, how you interact with people. And the culture must have this people DNA, you know?
I think culture is a huge selling point as well. And even looking back, I just thought of this a small part-time job I took a few years ago. During the interview, a person sold me on culture. And if he hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't have taken it. But looking back at it, the way he formed it, the way he positioned it, it made me feel like I want to be part of this team. I think that's truly important to have.
Yeah, and that's a really key point that you mentioned. Uh, Feeling that you belong to something, it's crucial for us as human beings. We are uh, group or social animals, you know. So we really have to feel the connection. We really have to feel that we belong to something and that we are part of something that is going to evolve in something even greater than us. So I really, I'm a true believer that culture and leadership are the pillars of our societies.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, they're the ones modeling the structure, right? They're the ones, how they act and how they behave and everything, and how they talk to people and implement structures and everything. You know, I think there's a lot of times that structure is not there. There's a lack of communication and everything. And when it breaks down from the top, I think then it just kind of breaks down throughout the culture.
Yeah, yeah, and it is something that we as human beings must understand that somewhere in history we lost our path and we got the idea that a company is different than a group of people just gathering in order to do something, you know. uh, Once you realize that a corporate culture it's like a social culture, you know, like if we have a group of friends, we share a common culture, share common values, and why a company must be different from that, you know. So once we get together again and realize that it's all about relationships, it's all about creating a strong and shareable culture. uh, Many of our challenges from today, in my opinion, can be solved in a quicker way.
Yeah, I very much agree with that. And I also think that culture, you know, when you wake up in the morning, some people wake up in the morning, dread going to their work. But I think if you have that, you build that culture and everything, um, and more likely even look forward to it, which would be a beautiful thing since we all have to work to survive, pay the bills. It would be nice to go into a place where there is a good culture and understanding, built on trust and respect and everything like that. So I love what you're doing because I am a huge component on community and collaboration and connection and everything. So that's amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So,
Um,
what are you currently
well,
focused on that we should know about?
now I'm focusing my effort on two main things. First of all, as I told you before, I'm focusing on helping companies to go from a reactive and rhetorical culture and burnout leaderships to more cohesive teams that work together with clarity, with high levels of execution, and of course, with the goal of having sustainable results and creating this legacy. But above all, and this is my second biggest love, I can say, because my first one is my wife, is now leading young leaders in order to help them find the clarity, the courage, and the strength in order to not only get the let's say control of their lives, but also to envision a future where they can become the owners and the designers of whatever they want to accomplish. Nowadays, we're living with young leaders that they have all the potential that we didn't even dream about when we were young, uh, but they are having this lack of guidance and aiming where to go. It's like they have all these opportunities, all these skills, and all this information that instead of making them easier to find a way, they get frustrated, and overwhelmed about thinking if they are doing things well or not. So I can say that working with companies, it's a really deep thing for me, but working with young leaders, it's my life mission.
That's amazing. I love it. You said clarity, courage, and knowledge.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
If you have nowadays information and knowledge, it's so easy to get access to. Most of the time, you can learn things even for free. So, but if you don't have the clarity and a system on how to implement it, on how to execute it in your life, so you can have the consistency and master all the things that you learn, you're just peeling up knowledge, with no other result than just having an experience. But when you implement it, when you add those habits to your life and you start seeing the results on yourself or in yourself, that's when the all the game changes.
I would fully agree with that. Knowledge without implementation, it's great to have the facts and learn and understand, but without that implementation, that's how we learn, that's how we grow, that's how we make mistakes, that's how we improve. So amazing. So
Yes.
Miguel, thank you so much for your time today. I truly appreciate this.
Sean, I'm the one that is grateful about this opportunity. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak up, to share my passion and my mission in life. So I really appreciate the opportunity, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome. If this conversation resonated with you, please feel free to reach out to Miguel or myself. You can also leave a comment or a question below. And as always, thank you for joining us today. A life you want is built one choice at a time. Take care.